I hope last week Torah Chat Points was a little bit helpful to understand that we did not stone our children. This person was an actual adult that lived at home. I think we get caught up in what we're taught, and it becomes difficult to distinguish the difference between what you're taught and what the Bible actually says. This is the hope of Reconcile with the Kingdom, that we might be reconciled with the Word and come away from the traditions, the commandments, and the rules according to men, which is what Yeshua actually nailed to the cross. And we will have more of that in the future as we continue our Sabbath studies on what Yeshua taught. Welcome to Reconcile the Kingdom, where we're working towards becoming a harmony of whole word of truth. My name is Patrice Robinson, and I appreciate you coming by on today. We're going through the significant events of chapters 22 through 24 for the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. The first 3 verses are just learning neighborly things. I know it says ox and sheep, but this can go for our dogs, any other animals and pets that we have, anything that, we consider that belongs to us. Women and men should wear gender appropriate clothing. This is what the Bible says. There are other various laws that he doesn't give us a reason why. He just tells us to do it, and so we just obey. For an example, don't plant 2 kinds of seeds together. Not to plow an ox or a donkey together. Wool and linen and wearing tassels is a part of some of the various laws. Laws against shaming a woman. Married people found in adultery and how to handle the situation, and much more is found in this chapter 22. Chapter 23. Identifying people that are not allowed to assemble among the children of Israel. Not to hate an Edomite or an Egyptian. Yehovah gives us instructions on how to release oneself and what to do with that waste. He even speaks that when a slave leaves his master, that you're not to return that slave back. And you should not mistreat a slave. That's what the word says. Not to charge interest on loans from your brethren, but a foreigner you can charge interest. And there's many more laws to honor and respect your neighbors. Chapter 24. Moses gives instructions about divorce. If a man divorces a woman and she marry another man, and the second husband dies, she's not allowed to go back to the first husband to marry. There are laws against kidnapping. There's laws about loans, leprosy, and not exploiting workers. A father isn't to be put to death because of a sin of his son. And a son is not to be put to death because of the sin of his father. We also are told not to mistreat the orphans, the fatherless, the stranger, the widow, and much more. The focus is divorce. It is common among many of us to think of children of Israel as the children of Yehovah. But if you read the scriptures, they are also the bride of Yehovah. The covenant that was made with Yehovah was a marriage. I know you heard me speak of the bride, the vows that the children of Israel had made with Yehovah at Mount Sinai. This is the covenant they had wrote. You have to read the prophet's book to get a greater understanding. So I'm going to read Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 31-34 just to get a little understanding of this. And I know you heard me speak of this before if you have been watching, but it's important to understand. Behold, the days will come, and declares the Lord. Behold, the days will come, and said Yehovah, when I will make a covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, not like the covenant which I made with their fathers on the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. My covenant which they broke, although I was a husband to them, declares Yehovah. This is the covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, declares Yehovah. I will put my law into them and write it on their heart, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. They will not teach again each one of his neighbor, each one of his brother, saying, know Yehovah, for they will all know me. For the least of them to the greatest of them, declares Yehovah. For I will forgive their wrongdoing, and their sin will no longer be remembered. If you continue in your study, which I'm encouraging to do your research, get into your studies, especially in this book of Jeremiah, what you will find is that Yehovah actually gave Israel a certificate of divorce. He actually divorced them. So I encourage you to continue on, because then you will find out that Yeshua came to renew that covenant which they had broke. They will usher in what Jeremiah is speaking. So Yeshua now becomes the bridegroom. Join me on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. as we continue our journey following the Yeshua on the series called What Did Yeshua Teach? Then I will see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. for Torah Chat Points as we go through Deuteronomy chapters 25 through 27. As always, man does not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah. Have a blessed rest of the week, and thank you for joining me on today.